Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our live stream. I'm Linker Jackson, the founder of Women into Networking Win. Really excited for today's feature because we have Miss Brenda Nguyen. And of course, the last name is giving everything, okay? But we're excited because I personally have been able to meet Brenda a few times in real life. And she is really good at making sure that you have a fulfilling lifestyle when it comes to your finances, understanding how to manage all of that and more. I'm gonna let her explain that to you today. But the most important part, guys, if you're coming out to our meetup, we want you to get tuned in. You can also make sure that you grab your tickets while we're doing this live right now. Okay, I will drop the link in the comments, but you'll be able to meet Brenda one on one and get all of your financial questions answered. Brenda, tell everybody who you are. Let's get you introduced.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brenda Nguyen because all I do is win, win, win no matter what. And I'm a licensed financial educator here to empower families to make smarter, stronger, better financial decisions. So we specialize in building a strong financial foundation, and our mission is to educate 30 million families by 2030. So it's my organization and myself. I cannot do this alone. So currently we have over 3 million people educated, and that sounds great, but we're very not close to our goal. So I don't want our goal to be 40 by 40 because we didn't meet our goal, So that's why we need to, get the word out there and have you guys come on board to learn more about it. So we teach free financial educational workshops on Zoom daily, Monday through Friday, multiple times a day, 3 times actually. So every day at 2 p.m., 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. So you literally can get done with work. If you have kids, you can put them down and you can listen to our workshops in peace. So there's no excuse why you can't tune in. And we also teach them live in person at my office in Norcross as well. So we would love to have you guys. If you guys are interested in more information, please DM me on Instagram at brenda.financial.
I love it. And Brenda, I always love it when you go, all I do is win.
Yeah.
Your energy is so inspired. Like I always talk about community and how it really is, nice to be aligned with someone who cares. And I've always, whenever I see you, I feel like, Brenda has a big heart, but at the same time, you don't play about business. What made you like fall into this lane? Like why finances?
It actually fell into me. It wasn't. It was never something that I thought I would see myself doing because I was in the creative space before. I was in media marketing. I had my own media agency, so where I was helping models build their portfolios. I was working with entrepreneurs to help them with their branding. And I even worked with a few musicians to direct music videos and album covers and whatnot. So I've been doing that since 2020, and I've always been in the modeling space myself since I was 5, starting off at pageants. So never in a million years did I think that I would go into this lane. But, my family has been doing this for over 20 years now, and I've been a client since I was 12. But of course, when you're a client, your parents start something for you, you don't really understand the products. And so it wasn't until I ran into my financial advisor randomly one day at the fair where he was like, "Hey, let's review your policy." And I'm like, "What policy?" He's like, "Oh, your college fund." I'm like, "I'm 25 years old. I put myself through college. Like, what do you mean?" And he was like, "Oh, yeah, we should sit down." So it was then when I found out that my dad started a life insurance policy with cash value and living benefits that I could utilize that to do whatever I needed. He never told me about that because I had a scholarship to go to college. So he knew that if I found out about it, I would probably blow it because I was really good at making money, but I wasn't really good at keeping money. Right. So at the time, I was shopping for a house and I was able to utilize some of the cash value to put a down payment on my house. And then whatever I had left over, I continued utilizing it to travel. So with that, I've been able to go to Thailand, Turkey, Korea. I'm going to Poland next month. So, life insurance, they call it life insurance for a reason because you want to use it when you're alive, right? So make sure you talk to someone who can help you get set up with the right plan.
Yeah, I was just, I was talking to some of the community members, other speakers like yourself, that really talk about this and how very sensitive this conversation is because you're talking about finances. Money, I believe, has a lot of energy around it. and depending on your experience, right? Depending on your knowledge base, what really gets people to understand how to use their money well? Like, what kind of breakthroughs have you seen in your experience?
Oh, how does people understand how to use their money properly? Or is that the question?
Yeah, I mean, like, do you have a breakthrough story of someone who, did not know how to financially delegate their money? I guess is the word I'm saying, like how to use their money. Like, you teach people how to use money, because what we were
Oh,
talking about before was money, but then we also have another component to that, right? And there's a way that you teach people how to use money, and I wanted people to understand what that looked like. So telling them a actual example from maybe a client that came from, they don't know, they weren't using their money well, and then you taught them how to, and what that looked like.
yeah. So I think that I don't think anyone really was taught how to use their money properly. Like in school, they teach us like all these complex formulas, like Pythagorean theorem. When have we ever needed a squared plus b squared equals c squared? You know, I don't, we never knew how to calculate our taxes, our credit scores, or anything like that, right? So, I know you don't like to talk about this, but like the rule of 72, like they taught us how to calculate compound interest, but they never really taught us where to actually apply that, right? So now we turn to the internet, we turn to YouTube and figure out what this money guru is doing. However, we can be inundated with the amount of information that's out there, right? So everyone has an opinion on how to spend money and or how to make money, spend money, save and invest or whatever. But really, these are people who don't have licenses. And so they can really get on there and say whatever they want technically without any repercussions. So here we are, we have to go through the steps to get our license so that we're held at a higher standard. So we're just not going to be able to recommend you anything that's not suitable for you. So the first thing we have to do is everyone's situation is different. So I have to sit down with them and look at their personal financial strategy and make and assess everything and figure out what's suitable for them, because what works for one person is not going to work for the next person. But that's what is amazing about what we do at our organization, is because it doesn't matter if you're in debt. It doesn't matter if you can only save $50 a month to 100 or plus. We can work with a range of people. So I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, let me get some money and let me get my money right, and then I start investing. No, come get the education first and then see how you can apply that to your personal situation. So I guess that's the best way to answer that. I know that I've been able to, um, look at my friends' finances and having them tell me that they're $20,000 in credit card debt. So I sat there with them for hours combing through statements and seeing, okay, this is how much your credit interest is, your APR, and how much you owe, what's the minimum balance, and came up with a spreadsheet with them and help them with the strategy. Hey, pay off this credit card first, the one with the lowest balance. You can just go ahead and tackle that and wipe it off instead of doing, a little bit here and there all the time. It's just like, it's something called the debt roll-up strategy that we teach. So that took a long time. But however, a year later, he comes back to me and says, hey, Brenda, I paid off $20,000 in credit card debt and personal loans thanks to you. Now I have extra money that I can invest with you. So it's really rewarding and worthwhile to be able to help that with my friends. And now a different topic about, my friends being caretakers for their parents who are aging, who are experiencing different illnesses and ailments. So that's being a hurdle for them to go through. And so because I am, the leading expert for them in their lives about all things finances and even in the healthcare space as well, I'm like able to make recommendations on how to go through long-term care and Medicare and Medicaid and all those things as well.
Yeah, I love how and I'm glad you broke all of that down in that way, because we did have that conversation. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I was like, Brenda, you have to come speak at the meetup, because we do have caregivers in our community. We hear it all the time. We're in the sandwich generation, which that's different. We're taking care of our parents and our children at the same time. And one thing I think is different as well is that we are no longer in the waiting period where you can just wait for something to happen. So if you guys are, in the space, especially as a caregiver, you need to be at the meetup because Brenda's going to be talking about some real in-person strategies for you. And I think that's the best way, like you said, for people to get information.
Yeah.
Now, I want to pull something out, Brenda, because I know we have a short time here, but I was trying to pull something out because I know that one of the biggest things, okay, because we're gonna, and when you guys hear this on the replay, please make sure you drop one of your biggest fears when it comes to finances, because I don't always think we're having the real conversations. Sometimes I think it's just about like surface layer. Oh, well, it's okay. But really, what we're struggling with are like what someone I used to work with used to say, they're just money blocks
Mm.
and lack of understanding around why you're not willing to remove that block. And a lot of times it's fear or shame or whatever, right? Um, so I'm wondering what type of steps, because let's remove some of the fears right now. So just give them like one step, one thing that they can do, and that could be connecting with you, like today, really getting into a space where they at least hear what they need to hear personally. But one thing that they can do to break through some of those money fears. Have you experienced that at all? And can you speak on that?
Yes, I feel like everyone has some type of fear, whether they don't have enough money or whether they have other challenges like, oh, I have so much money, I don't know where to begin. So I would say to, start before you're ready. It's always that we sit around and we contemplate a lot to where it cripples us and we don't do anything at all. Right. So if we just take a micro step into a direction, I feel like that's going to create momentum for us to actually do something. You know how when you're like procrastinating on something all the time, it's like, oh yeah, let me look at my credit card statements later. Let me, look at this bill later. It then later never really comes, or it's so much time has gone by that you're like, dang, like it's this heavy weight on our shoulder, right? But then all of a sudden, when we finally sit down and do it, it really takes like all of 10 minutes sometimes. And it's just like, why did I delay that for so long? The anticipation and the waiting around actually creates so much more heaviness on us than actually when we proactively work on it. So I know adulting isn't fun, but as long as you try to put something into action, I think that we can all collectively move in a better direction.
I think that's excellent, guys. I'm going to put Brenda's information up here for y'all because I just think it's important for us to, I guess, get in the space of connecting and reaching out, like Brenda said, right? Take the first step, reach out, ask a question. And something came up for me, and this was what I'll end with because I kind of want to pull out some real things that I see and I hear, and I know we can have a general conversation, but this is something that we're going to bring into the room. And then, guys, you're going to stay tuned because I do want to make sure that first of all, we're going to be at Pop Up and Create. So when you guys come to the meetup, you'll be able to experience content creation. You'll be able to meet other industry deal makers. You'll be able to see finance. Hopefully we have more tech people coming. So not to y'all tech people. We also have insurance, right? And we have some brokers, real estate. We just want to make sure that we connect the right people in the Atlanta area. And I think when we talk about finances, though, because you're going to be speaking on that, I think one of the biggest things that I have fears around, I'm going to end with this, is I used to have you get someone that helps you repair your credit and do all those things for you. And this is early on after college. And I was like, man, I don't know how to manage my money. Like, I need help. So I did that. And the only thing they told me to do was pull my bank statement and look at my charges. Do y'all know I could not, I still don't understand it, but I could not, for whatever reason, go to my bank account and print that statement out. It was like I was so afraid to look at my own decisions. And so I love how you put it, or just take the first step, because I think, when I did eventually do it, right, at the second part of my life, that feeling, that weight that you're talking about, it was like, yeah, I didn't even know there were solutions for that. I didn't even know I had to worry about that. And so I love what you're doing to help people get free. Let's get freer, y'all. Okay, let's make sure we pop up and pop up and create. Shout out to Lashana West. She has been our corporate sponsor for the last, wow, I want to say 4 years, but good Lord, it's just beautiful to see community grow. So I appreciate everyone who's had a part in this. Brenda, you recently spoke at an event that Pop and Create was doing, and you did, obviously you said, told me you did an amazing job, right? I know she was up there with some heavy hitters, y'all. So shout out to Lashana West, and Rachel, of course, as well. Scoot over studios. Want to make sure she's in there. And then the last thing I want to do as well is just make sure that y'all can connect. Brenda, is there anything in particular? Because, oh, we did say, you guys, not only after next week, okay? Because when you come into the room, and I'm going to see if I can grab this link now for you guys so you can get your donation seats. And anytime you grab a ticket to our event, because we're a nonprofit business networking community, you actually get to support the women that are running the community, the women that are benefiting in the community. We believe that there's a lot happening in the world. Brenda, do you know that women are going to be half of the entrepreneurial market in like 3 years?
Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
We're running things, guys.
Yeah.
So get your finances together, okay? And if you guys come out next week, we have some great opportunities for you. Like I said, to get some knowledge, get some networking partnerships, and also have fun with us at the venue. But also, we will have another event in September. Oh, my light went off. I knew it. But we're almost done. But we have another event in September 5th and 6th, you guys. Every time that you come through, we have something different. That time will be where we grow our ideas as well as learn how to ground ourselves. This particular one is going to be weathering the storm. And I think it's perfect, Brenda, because when we talk about the actual finances that people are needing to have stable right now, it really is coming from an unstable economy. And so we have to know how to navigate and weather around that. So, guys, make sure you come and meet Brenda at our upcoming events. Brenda, is there anything that I missed? Because I know we want to make sure people get an opportunity to get into the door.
I think that's pretty much everything. Yes, we have. So the next event is on August 20th from 1 to 5, right? I believe.
1 to 6. Yeah.
1 to 6, yep. Yep. And then the creative networking event that we were speaking about at Pop Up and Create, that is on Monday, August 24th from 6:30 to 9 at Pop Up and Create. So come meet us there as well. And then Pop Up and Create is also having their 4-year anniversary on Saturday, August 29th, same time, 6 to 9. So yeah, lots of things happening, and yeah, looking forward to seeing everyone there.
Absolutely. And here's what I'll say too, because you said something that I think is really important. Thanks for making sure that we guys, Brenda, hold me accountable. She was like, well, we have another event this day, another event that way. I want to make sure you guys get invite to everything. Okay. So we will also drop those in the comments. So make sure you guys follow. But once we leave this live, you can go straight over to Pop Up and Create's website. It's popupandcreate.com, and just register for all their events, because I know that we have a slew, especially for Momentum Mondays. Every single Monday you get in for free. Okay, so I want to make sure we got that out there. Brenda, we got some stuff going on. How can they move forward right now? I know that you guys can reach her right there at brenda.financial and Rice God with a 0.
That's my personal, if you guys want to see some everyday shenanigans. Yes. But yeah, just shoot me a DM on Instagram, brenda.financial. And if you want to follow my daily shenanigans, it's Rice God with a 0. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Brenda. I can't wait to build some more with you. You guys make sure you get your donation tickets, and we will see you next week on the 20th. Y'all have an amazing night. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks, Allegra. See you later.
Thank you, girl. Talk to you later.
Bye.